Is this working? We'll find out soon. A little postcard coming to you here from Jackson, Wyoming. I went from the third least populated state to the first least populated state. But look at this. Look at this stuff. I mean, this is bonkers. You got these huge Tetons right there, and like, oh my gosh, there's elk. There's a moose somewhere over there, which is, not exactly anything too out of the ordinary, but still very cool stuff. But I just wanted to share just a little something that I've been experiencing here at the Jackson Wild Media Awards. They're a big environmental film fest. It's very, very, very cool to be part of this. I feel so out of my depth. Like, PBS is here. National Geographic is here. Disney Plus with Nat Geo is here. Apple is here. YouTube is here. There's some really, really just unbelievable storytellers. And I'm here with a little film that I captured in my kitchen that has a lot of watercolor in it and some good heart, but it's just the scope of everything is wild. But it reminds me of something that I've experienced a lot within watercolor. And actually, I'm seeing people ask me questions about that within watercolor here too. And that's just how do you start? When I get here and I see these people who have come such incredible distances, it sometimes makes me feel like my feet are just locked to the ground, like as if they're miles ahead, and how on earth could I even take a single step, let alone, all the steps that it would take to lead over there. And I think it's just a very common feeling throughout everything, whether you're painting or filming or just getting out of bed in the morning for a big day. That first step is so difficult. And it reminds me of this phrase that a Norwegian friend told me called the Doorstep Mile. Maybe you've heard of it, or maybe you've heard of Norway. It's a very cold place up north, but it's hard to get outside, I assume, especially when it's cold and wintry. As an Alaskan, I can empathize with that a lot. But it's the idea that the first step of your journey, the first mile of your journey, is literally stepping out of the door. That's the first mile, right there, right here to there. 1 mile. Doesn't look like it, but it is. And I think that is so appropriate, whether it is watercolor or any of these other things. It's just that first line that you put on the sheet of paper is so difficult. And I don't know why it is, because it shouldn't be, right? Like, starting should be a simple, easy thing. There's no pressure. It's not like you have a lot of work done. The last line is what should be scary, if anything, because if you mess that thing up, every line before it could be ruined. But it's not. It's that first one, because I think there's so much opportunity. Especially when it comes to painting, you have this big giant blank canvas. It's just, it could be anything. And then you make one line, and it could still be almost anything, but it no longer could be anything. And then the second line, and now it can be even less of anything, until eventually, a chipmunk. I swear I don't have ADHD. It's just very cute. Until eventually you have something you have something. Every single line chips away at anything until eventually you're left with something. And I think that process can be so hard to start and so scary and so intimidating that a lot of times we don't do it at all, and then we're left with nothing. So there's these three things, there's anything, something, and nothing. And for some reason, it's just hard to connect the dots to lead you to something. And it's the worst possible scenario is you just end up in a pile of nothing. And it's been really interesting to see that with people. I've been talking a lot about painting. I've been talking a lot about watercolor here. It is a filmmaking environmental storytelling conference, but a lot of things people are saying is how a story is a story is a story. So if you're with National Geographic and you're using the $20,000 camera to film elephants, deep in Kenya, they're telling a story. But if you make a sketch of elephants at your home, you're still making a story. It might be a smaller one. It might not reach as many people. But even if you reach somebody, even if you reach yourself, that's still a story. And all stories are kind of hard to start. Although it's interesting with the watercolor. So, sorry, jumping around like that squirrel. Like the watercolor, it's been interesting because I've on a few panels, I've been sharing about watercolor and just what a difference it's made in my life. My grandmother was an amazing artist, and being able to kind of follow in her footsteps and see where her watercolors led her really inspired me to get started. And then as dyslexic, it's a medium that you can share with anybody. You don't even need to speak the same language. They get it. Like they get it. It's so cool. And I think having that to share is really interesting, because I'm in this field of all these people doing these incredible things, but then this watercolor is a very simple thing that I'm sketching while I'm listening, I'm sketching while they're talking, I'm sketching what I see, I'm sketching these unbelievable mountains. Occasionally I'm sketching elk, although mostly they're butts because they didn't turn around for me. But being able to sketch has given this opening to be able to talk, and people find it really fascinating. Even people who are much fancier filmmakers than I'll ever be find the watercolor, it's a very simple thing, very fascinating. And I'm getting a lot of questions on how do you start? Where does it go? How can you do that? Like I could never. I get that question a lot, which isn't a question, it's a statement. Somebody comes up and says, I could never. And it's been really, really cool to be able to share some of that stuff that honestly my grandmother passed down when she painted it forward, but being able to show people how it's these little things that get you started. It's a little line that can take you somewhere, gets you out of nowhere. And as kids, we were all painters. Painting isn't something you have to learn, it's something you have to unlearn. And we're pretty good at doing that from age, 5 to maybe 12. We can kind of convince ourselves that we're not a painter. But if you can get over that doorstep mile, and you can make that initial painting in whatever form it looks like, a single line, a single something, that's the road to somewhere. And honestly, most people peak at watercolor around age 80. So there's really there's no timeline. And if you are 80, keep on going, because it's a sustainable peak. I think once you hit 80, you're there, and then just kind of keep it going as long as medical science will allow you to. But if you are ever interested in doing something like that, we're just about to start this really, really, really fun challenge. If this is just going out now and you're just hearing about it, amazing. If you see this after the challenge exists, you can absolutely join at any time. This isn't a thing, but for the next month, we are going to be making a little line sketch every single day with a prompt for a month. So every single day, the prompt might be something about breakfast. So you just make a little sketch of your breakfast, which is, I gotta admit, the most scary part. The doorstep mile for me is in the sketch. I can paint for days, but it's that first line, that little line sketch. It's gonna look janky and a little bit rambly and a little bit all over the place, but it's that first little line sketch is so scary. But we're gonna do one of those every single day for a month, following some fun prompts. And if it looks terrible, that's okay, because there's this next part. And after we do one little line sketch every single day for a month, then we take those pages and restart the whole process again by filling in every single line sketch with watercolor or colored pencil or markers, or however you want to color it in, every single day for the next month. So it's a 2-month process. First month, you just get used to sketching. You get used to doorstep miling. You do one sketch a day. That's it. I suggest doing it in the morning. Get it out of the way. Don't worry about it. Have fun. This is meant to be fun. If it doesn't turn out okay, that's fine. You're not going to see this thing literally for a whole nother month. And then you just keep on going until we start to color things in. And then the same goes for the coloring in. If it's a great sketch, super. You don't have that doorstep mile anymore. You're outside. You've already started. But the painting in can be the same thing. Sometimes that's the most freeing, honestly, is when it is a bad sketch, which there's no such thing as a bad sketch. But if you have a pretty janky sketch, and trust me, I have lots. In fact, I have way more than I ever show, but I should probably start showing more of them, because sometimes those really janky sketches become the best when it comes to the freedom of color. Because if you have something perfect and beautiful, to actually make something with color can be so difficult. So you take this janky sketch, or this really fun, I say janky because a line work always feels so naked to me without color. But so you take this naked sketch that you made all over the course of the next month, and then you got to fill it in with color. And that's where I think the freedom and the fun kind of like come to life, because every single time you get this opportunity to just kind of play with color. And it can be a really fun way to start your practice. Sometimes you need a doorstep mile sketch where you just make something, and then you can kind of get on to the rest of your adventure. But just bringing it back to starting things, I felt so nervous being at this conference, coming to Wyoming, because I'm a filmmaker, but there's big, fancy, huge, scary topics, and there's wild, amazing, impressive filmmakers who are on these panels and watching these films. But when it all comes together, everybody has to take these doorstep miles almost every day. And if you can kind of break those up into individual steps, and especially if you can have fun with it, I think that's how you end up somewhere. Because, well, we're used to nothing, but sometimes the world needs a little bit of something, and it takes being brave and making a little bit of a sketch. Yeah, I don't know. I don't got any words. But I was making a little video because it's too beautiful just to like put this in audio. Okay, that's my story. I got to get back up there because we are doing some more talks, and the people. It makes me so excited to get like started on some other big film projects too. But I can't wait to share more of these sketches, and also I can't wait to see yours. If you get a chance, doing it together is so much more powerful than doing it alone. So if you can share with friends, family, maybe do the challenge together, I think that's a really cool thing. But also feel free to send it to me. I would love to see it. That inspires me for sure. But also, I'll try to post as many of the janky sketches as I can, because I think sometimes showing a little bit of that naked outline can be so powerful for people who are just getting started. Maybe you're a good painter, maybe you're an experienced painter, or maybe you're just beginning, but honestly, you showing the process of where you are could inspire somebody else, and maybe they paint it forward as well. Anyway, here's a quick postcard from Jackson, and gosh, check out those beautiful mountains. Isn't that amazing?